So you're looking for 5 summer or spring fragrances that are not going to cost you an arm or a leg or $600. Here are 5 designer fragrances that will cost you about $150 or maybe at most some hand stuff on Facebook Marketplace.
All right, fellas, here's how it works. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch me touch it.
Now for number 5, I have Maison Margiela's When the Rain Stops. This house is clinically underrated. I think because a lot of their marketing leans a little bit more feminine, even though all their fragrances are unisex. What you're getting with this fragrance is a Bulgarian rose that's very subtle, almost as if it's been dampened by the watery rain notes. Some cool jasmine, fresh pine, and damp moss. Now, I'll be honest, this gives me a very photorealistic floral shop or greenhouse with that green, damp leaf, damp earth, and wet roses. Overall, a fun, nostalgic scent that happens to be quite refreshing. If you're not a fan of rose, this might not be for you, but I would say swing by your local Sephora and test it out. Number 4, I have Terre d'Hermès, Hermès Eau Givrée. Now, like most of the Hermès line, it is very niche smelling, so their opening is not mass appealing at all. A lot of people kind of dislike them from the start. That being said, with Eau Givrée, you get a citrus and bitter grapefruit with some aromatic fern and a dry down like waves crashing against the rocks. If you've ever been to Niagara Falls, it has this very dense thickness, very cooling and refreshing. Sometimes it smells like Perrier, carbonated, fizzy, bitter with a hint of lemon. Other times it kind of comes off to me like body odor, but not like the ones that like clear out a room, but like you took a brisk hike and you smell faintly pungent, but haven't bathed in a few days pungent. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're either lying or you're Korean. Either way, it smells very natural and very manly, just like your typical Terre d'Hermès line. Number 3 is Prada L'Homme, and I might get some hate for putting it at number 3 because it's considered a masterpiece in our community. I'm inclined to agree. Prada L'Homme, this is what you're getting. Rolly geranium, iris with some sandalwood, and iris. Then I mentioned there was iris, and then it dries down to some sandalwood and iris. Cedar with a nice sharp, sweet, and metallic violet. Now you'll notice sometimes, guys, I don't always mention all the notes. You're not expected to smell all of them. I only mention the notes that you might not like, which might cause you not to like this fragrance. In this case, you might have guessed it, it was the iris. I actually like iris a lot in a lot of the other Dior fragrances or Givenchy. It's just for this one, it comes off smelling like a wood chipper. It's like if you iris bombed a Home Depot. For a good 2 hours of cloying iris, it eventually grows on you or wears you down. Scrumptious. If you find it cloying and gross at the beginning, let it dry down and see if you still like it then, if it's still something you want to purchase. If you didn't like Armani Co, this is not a safe blind buy for you. It does grow on you, so overall, it's just a very nice, light skin scent. It's great for just those who are very comfortable in their own skin. Now, in my number 2 spot is one that I actually got recently. I've been rocking a lot. I really like it. It's Issey Miyake's Le Sel d'Issey. This is by far the cheapest one on the list. You can get it on discount for less than $80 Canadian. What you're getting with this fragrance is very realistic ocean, like sea salt, seaweed, very aquatic, fills up your nose with that saltiness. Cedar, moss, with a nice toned down vetiver for a little bit of earthy sweetness. Now, a lot of people have complained about the performance on this, especially on skin. You smell like Salt Bay's elbow. Just a light dust of sea salt. This one is such an elegant and beautiful scent. Once it dries down, it reminds me of when you're at the beach and you get out of the water and you just let yourself air dry. I highly promote this one because it's such an easy wear, inoffensive, and it complements your skin so well. Great for someone who is comfortable in their own skin. Now, my number 1, I know I said no LV, no imagination, but it's actually Bvlgari's Pour Homme EDP. And it does have the same feeling that Imagination gives you, although executed in a different way. That makes sense since Jacques Cavalier-Belletrude was the one who created Imagination, also created this. He also created the original Bvlgari Pour Homme EDT. which is very lovely, very unique, very sophisticated, more so than this one, but just doesn't last as long. Very much a skin scent, a lot like this. So you can actually pick or choose whichever one you like, but I prefer the EDP. It's just a nice wear, it lasts very long. With the EDP, this is what you're getting. Ginger, Darjeeling tea, black tea, Gaiac wood, white musk. So that's what I mean by it's different than Imagination. Imagination with its lemon, black tea, and musk gives it a very bright, fresh, uplifting scent. Where this one is fresh, but it's more so refreshing and green, almost like eucalyptus, medicinal tea. So very soothing, very relaxing. This is like Imagination's older brother who is done partying.
I'm too old for this stuff.
So if you're not a huge fan of medicinal or green-like scents, you might not like this one. But if you're a big tea lover fan, then you'll really like this fragrance. So as a bonus, if you're a big tea lover, here is Bvlgari Rain Essence. Apparently it smells like Creed Silver Mountain Water. Haven't tried it, but I can say this one does give off very much the same dry down as Bvlgari Pour Homme, except instead of being medicinal property, it takes more of a sweet lotus flower. So it might appeal more to the younger guys than Bvlgari Pour Homme. That being said, they're both very nice. Now stay tuned, guys. I will give you guys some cheapies that are under $80 Canadian. So hit the like, follow, and share for more. I forgot to mention, Bvlgari Pour Homme is like losing yourself in a warm cup of tea as it's pouring outside while the rhythm of the rain keeps time. And did I say that just because I want to quote Fall Out Boy? Yes, but also because it's very true. It's just a very soothing and relaxing fragrance. That's it. Have a good one, guys.